Why don't we start back with you, Julie? What kind of procedures do you think a business should put in place in order to prevent or mitigate negative publicity that is sometimes an unfortunate aspect of social media?
I think that really, if you're playing in social, you're open to having feedback, and feedback can be positive or negative. So the best experiences that we've seen with clients is being ready to respond immediately. It doesn't mean that the entire conversation has to happen still online. It can be taken offline, but you can turn a negative experience into a positive one a lot of times. And if the person is just angry, well, that's why the delete button exists. You have to be able to manage that, if you will. But I think that you have to be prepared for it. So the lack of answering, the lack of being present within your community, your page, really answering to those folks who have key concerns can do more harm than just, allowing it to, if you allow it to sit there, you really should address it.
Right. Okay, Chris, what do you think?
I think Liz actually already spoke to that in the sense that it's no different than the reliance you put on people answering your phones, answering emails, conversing with your customers. Absolutely have to be aware that you're going to get good and bad information and feedback from the marketplace. And I think the key again is being genuine and listening, allowing people to be angry with you or your brand if that's what they are, and allowing them to celebrate it as well. And as small businesses, we're actually lucky in that sense because we can have those conversations as a group and be on top of that. That of course gets a lot more difficult when you're into the enterprise space and you don't have that level of control and personal relationships inside the organization. But absolutely, I think it's kind of universal anyway what you do. So I think you expect people to act reasonably and act like humans.
Right. Which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't.
Maybe expect is the wrong word.
Liz, anything you want to add?
I have a rule that unless the house is on fire or someone is dying, I don't respond to a negative without being able to get to the word thank you. Because if you're not hearing the other person's point of view, if you're defending your own point of view, it'll automatically misfire where the rest of the communication goes. More often than not, the person who is giving you negative communication falls into one of two categories. Somebody who just wants to argue and somebody who has a legitimate complaint who just wants to be heard. Oftentimes they don't even need to have it resolved as much as they want to be heard. If you can recognize the difference between the two of those, you know when to disengage with the first person, and you can understand how to engage with the second person to make them feel valued. And valuing a customer is how you keep one.